The film opens, and we meet a very strange woman. She's sitting in a filthy room, buzzing with flies, and absolutely packed with dolls. Even her face is hidden behind a doll mask. Her name? Dolly. Her arms and legs are smeared with blood, but none of it is hers. No, it belongs to a dead body she's playing with, treating it like just another toy. Then, the scene shifts to Macy. She drops off her daughter at daycare with her husband. They had planned a little trip for that day. Soon, they drive to a forest. While they admire the peaceful beauty of the trees, we see Dolly on the other side, carrying many dolls and dragging a corpse. She stops at a certain spot, a place already filled with her dolls. She digs a big hole among them and buries the dead body inside. A little later, Macy walks deeper into the woods and stumbles upon dozens of dolls. This is Dolly's territory, but the couple isn't scared. No, they laugh at the dolls and keep walking. After that, they go to a lake to relax. But before they can enjoy the water, a strange, terrifying sound echoes from the trees. We later learn that Dolly made that noise using one of her dolls. The sound disturbs both of them. Macy's husband decides to find where it's coming from. As he walks, he reaches Dolly's area and sees her acting very oddly. He thinks she must be lost or crazy. "Let me take her home," he says to himself. But the moment he steps close, Dolly panics and attacks him. First, she chokes him, then hurls him to the ground. Before he can get up, she grabs a heavy tool, stabs his arms, then his mouth, shattering his jaw. He falls unconscious. After a while, Macy notices her husband hasn't returned. She goes into the forest to look for him. Soon, she reaches the spot where Dolly had kept him. She sees dolls everywhere, and then a dead body. She screams in horror. Hearing the scream, Dolly appears. Macy asks, "Where is my husband?" Dolly doesn't answer. Then Macy spots him, bleeding badly from the mouth, unconscious. Macy thinks he's dead. She knows this woman did it. She tries to run to save him, but her foot catches a rock. She falls hard, hits her head on another rock, and blacks out. A moment later, she wakes up. Dolly grabs her by the hair, slaps her, and tries to communicate with hand gestures. But Dolly's face and words are impossible to understand. Macy sees only a threat, so she stabs a sharp piece into Dolly's body to stop her. But that only makes Dolly angrier. In a rage, Dolly chokes Macy until she passes out. Then she drags her into a house hidden in the woods. The scene cuts. A long time passes. Macy wakes up in a baby's room. Dolls everywhere. Pink decorations. The room was clearly made for a baby. And Macy herself is wearing baby clothes, lying in a crib. She gets up and tries to leave, but the door is locked from outside. Suddenly, she hears strange sounds from behind a wall. She goes closer and finds another room where Dolly has locked up a man. He whispers, "I've been trapped here for years. No one could help me escape. I didn't bring you here, but now that you're here, we can help each other. You just need the silver key hanging around Dolly's neck, the one she uses to lock everything. Get it, and I'll get you out." To help Macy survive, the man gives her a hint. "Dolly thinks you're a doll. She'll treat you like one. If you want to trick her, you have to act like a doll too." Just then, Dolly arrives, moving strangely, her hands still covered in blood. Macy is terrified. Dolly drags her away and lays her on a table like a baby. Then she grabs a huge diaper and forces it onto Macy. Macy does nothing. She can't. But she carefully studies the house. The doors are chained with iron. Meanwhile, in the forest, Macy's husband wakes up, but he's lost too much blood. He's too weak, can't even walk 2 steps before collapsing again. Back in the house, Dolly cleans Macy's wounds. Macy gets angry and pushes her hand away. Dolly gets angry too, but holds back. Then Dolly remembers the knife Macy stabbed her with earlier. She pulls it out, and blood gushes heavily. Losing so much blood, Dolly also faints. Macy sees her chance, but Dolly had tied her to a chair. With great effort, Macy frees herself. Just as she's about to open the door, Dolly grabs her from behind. Now Dolly is furious. She beats Macy hard with a belt. Macy, in pain, says sorry over and over. Dolly stops hitting her and tries to calm down with gestures. Then she cooks food and force-feeds Macy. But Macy can't swallow. She spits it out. Dolly hates that. She controls her anger again, gets a feeding bottle from the fridge, and shoves it into Macy's mouth. Macy spits it out again. Dolly explodes, throwing everything around, but she doesn't hurt Macy this time. She just starts feeding her again. Macy sees an opportunity and bites her. Dolly falls down in pain. Macy runs to the room where the man's voice came from. She asks, "Where's the key?" He says, maybe in the basement. But Dolly is down there, so Macy searches Dolly's room first. No key. Then she hears Dolly coming upstairs. To avoid her, Macy goes downstairs and finds the basement door. She goes inside, and the scene is completely different. Beautiful decorations, dolls, lit candles. Everything seems fine, until Macy notices a container. Inside is a girl's head, with the same key hanging around her neck and a doll mask on her face. Macy is horrified. She realizes just how dangerous Dolly is. But she doesn't waste time. She takes the key and tries to run. Suddenly, Dolly appears behind her, attacks, bites her ear, and drags her back to the room. Now Dolly acts like a mother calming an angry child. Macy sees that Dolly has put the key around her own neck. So Macy says nothing. She sits on Dolly's lap. Dolly lays her down, strokes her gently, sews her wounds, and rocks her to sleep. Dolly falls asleep first. Once Macy is sure she's asleep, she carefully takes the key from Dolly's neck. Then she goes to the man's room. The key opens the door. Using a torch, she looks inside. The man is there, chained, in terrible condition. Seeing Macy, he says, "Quick, free me so we can both escape." She gives him the key and looks around. Nearby, she sees another body, still moving, giving off a strong smell. She's shocked and sickened. The man says, "That was my brother. He came to save me. But that dangerous woman killed him too." But while they're talking, the man suddenly grabs Macy by the neck from behind. He snarls, "I'll use you to escape. I have no other way. You're just a doll to her, an object. She'll do anything to get you back." He betrays her. Holding her captive, he drags her to the kitchen and tells her to call Dolly. She refuses, so he hurts her injured ear. Macy screams, and Dolly hears. The man blackmails Dolly. "Open the door, or I'll kill her." Dolly drops everything, gives up, and calmly walks to open the door. While she's busy, the man picks up Dolly's tool and attacks her. He's about to break her mask and kill her, when suddenly, a knife flies from behind and stabs him in the waist. That was Macy, not to help him, but because she knew this man was a danger to both of them. Still, he's too strong. He turns to kill Macy. But before he can, Dolly jumps up from behind and attacks him. He falls. Dolly beats him again and again with her tool until he bleeds to death. Seeing Dolly's terrifying rage, Macy panics and screams. Dolly grabs her by the hair and drags her back to the room. She's furious. She knows the man escaped because of Macy. She starts breaking everything in the room. Macy tries to escape again, but Dolly catches her and chokes her. Just before Macy dies, she remembers Dolly's weakness. She whispers, "Mom, I'm sorry. I love you." She had realized Dolly felt abandoned, needed a child's love. And that trick works. Then, she hears her husband's voice from outside. Macy is overjoyed he's alive. He came to save her. But Dolly is blocking the front door. So Macy takes a risk. She runs, jumps toward a window, crashes through it, and falls from the building. She's badly hurt, but she crawls back to her husband. Her face is injured, but she doesn't care. From the window, Dolly watches her doll being taken away. In a blind rage, she rushes down and attacks Macy's husband. Macy tries to stop her, but Dolly knocks her down, grabs the man's mouth, and tears apart his already broken jaw. The upper jaw separates from the lower. He suffers unbearable pain and dies. Terrified, Macy runs into the woods. Dolly chases her. Macy finds a stick and starts hitting Dolly to save her life. But Dolly is too strong. In a burst of anger, Macy breaks Dolly's mask. The moment the mask breaks, Dolly panics and runs away. Macy tries to escape again, but her foot slips. She falls into a pit. The same pit from the start, where Dolly buried a dead body. Before Macy can climb out, Dolly returns and tries to attack her from all sides. Macy picks up the dead body and warns Dolly, "Back off, or I'll throw it away." Dolly, deeply attached to her belongings, drops her weapon and begs Macy to return the body. Macy throws it away, then grabs Dolly's weapon and strikes her hard. Dolly falls unconscious into the pit. Macy's life is saved. She runs. On the other side of the forest, she sees a police officer. She reaches him and tells him everything about the woman in the doll mask who killed her husband and many others. Macy is shaking. The officer tells her to get in the car and starts calling his team. But before she can finish, Dolly suddenly appears in front of them, looking deadly. The officer tries to drive away instead of fighting. But Dolly gets to him first and kills him with a single hard blow to the head. Then she taunts Macy, as if to say, "See? I killed the one you ran to for help." She starts breaking into the car. Macy notices the keys are still inside. She quickly moves to the driver's seat and floors the gas. Dolly stands in front of the car to stop her. Without hesitating, Macy runs her over. Finally, Dolly is dead. Macy feels no sadness, only relief. She saved herself and everyone who suffered because of Dolly. She takes a deep breath, then drives away alone into the distance. The movie ends.